Hi, this is Mrs. Neal, and this is bonus announcement number 2 under the category of job readiness skills. The job readiness skill that I'd like to discuss this week is attitude and how important it is in both finding and keeping a job. As I was looking for quotes to explain attitude, I found one from the famous football coach Lou Holtz that I think sums up how important attitude is. Here's what he said: ability is what you are capable of doing, motivation determines what you do, attitude determines how well you do it. Here's what 3,000 employers said when they were interviewed and asked the question, what is the number one thing you look for in hiring and keeping an employee? And here's what they said: an A grade average, outstanding knowledge and skills, and graduation from a great school mean nothing unless an employee's attitude is also excellent. So basically, they're saying you could have all the A's on your report card in the world and graduate from a top high school, and it means nothing if you go in and interview and do not project a positive attitude to an employer. One of the biggest reasons people lose a job, a poor attitude. So, what does attitude mean anyway? A good definition for attitude is the general feeling that you communicate to others. Here's how it comes across. You give off signals about what your attitude is. If you're having a bad day, your shoulders are slumped, your head's sort of dipped, your eyes are not very animated, and you project a feeling of being defeated. If you're having a good day, there's a hop to your step, your voice is animated and it's happy, and you probably have a smile on your face. Well, people can read these signals and decide what your attitude is. And believe me, employers can read them also. If you walk in, open up your locker, throw your coat in, don't care if it falls on the floor, slam the locker shut, put on your apron, throw your cap on your head, and walk out with a grumbly look on your face, your employer knows you're in a bad mood that day. And if you're waiting on customers, he's worried that you're going to project that bad attitude to them. So when people read these signals from you, they form an opinion about you. And if they're uncomfortable with your attitude, they're driven away from you. If they like your attitude, however, they are drawn to you. People are drawn to positive people. Here's what people with a good attitude do. And they don't do all of these things all the time. They may just do one or two of them, but you'll get the idea. Usually they smile, they look people in the eyes when they're talking to them, they say positive things about their work, they're helpful to other employees, they don't gossip, they do not badmouth the boss or the company, they show up on time, they're respectful with everyone that they work with, they know to leave their personal business at home, they have an attitude of wanting to do a good job. And usually they'll go over and above what the job requires, and they will not complain about it. I bet you can think of friends that you have or relatives, maybe even your sister or brother, who have what you would consider to be a bad attitude. And most people can spot people with bad attitudes a mile away because they're doing or saying things like this: it's not my fault. I can't stand her. They're talking about me. I always look terrible. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't believe you. Buzz off. I never get a break. That's not my job. Get out of my way. Who do you think you are? I'm out of here the minute my shift is over, and I don't care how busy we are. I can't stand this customer. Nobody cares about the way I act. Nobody understands me. Maybe you even saw yourself in some of those comments. But people can change their attitudes. It all works like this. If you change your behavior, your attitude will change along with it. So here's some things that you could practice. Avoid negative thoughts. Just turn them off in your mind. When you start thinking about them, change immediately. Start thinking about the next vacation you're going to have, or a book you're reading, or the date you've got coming up Friday night. Understand that your thoughts start with you. Nobody else is responsible for them. You make the choice to be miserable. Break the pattern. Stop yourself from going on and on with negativity. If you break the pattern enough times, it will become natural and you will stop doing it. Resist being a victim. Don't play the victim card. You are responsible for your choices. Resolve to do the best you can in every situation. Be glad that you're alive. Be glad that you have this job to go to. Don't blame others for what happens to you. Look at the situation objectively and try to figure out what you could have done differently, and then change it. Don't blame your attitude on a bad life. There are lots of famous people who have overcome major obstacles in their lives to have great attitudes. Two of them that I'm thinking of are Oprah Winfrey, who had a horrible childhood. She was abused by several relatives as she was growing up. Her mother deserted her. She was raised by her father. She was overweight, just basically had a terrible childhood. Tim Allen spent time in jail because of a drug problem. But both of them rose above their beginnings and made something of their lives. And they both attribute this to their ability to keep positive in their thinking. In other words, to have a positive attitude. And along with that, they also had unstoppable determinations to succeed. So let's have a little fun with this and relate it to your own lives. Everybody can think of someone in your life who has a positive attitude. The person just makes you happy to be around them. You're in a good mood when you're in their presence. So think of someone like that in your life. What is it that they do that makes you know they have a positive attitude? How do they act? What do they say? What are their behaviors? And then as you think of this person, share the story of this person with the other students in the class and your teacher. And then think about this. Are there things that they do that you could copy and integrate into your own way of thinking and your own life? I hope this has been a valuable exercise for you so that you understand how important a positive attitude is in looking for and keeping a job. It's also really important in school to overcome bad grades, unfortunate circumstances with friends, maybe a teacher that you don't like. Try to keep a positive attitude and keep moving forward. It'll take you a long way in life.